Alrighty. Well, howdy everybody. I am LiquidOtacon, and of course joined by ETPC.
Hello.
And today, what we'll start with here, let me just transition onto the standby screen here. So just because it's fun, this is Bell Toll, or For Whom the Bell Tolls. This was made by Keith Schuler for a Unreal mapping contest. It was found by one of our members on the DNF museum, and so we decided to try to take a whack at it. So I've basically got it all finished and cleaned up here. But this is as it was. I haven't done anything to it yet. I do plan on making some changes to it, but maybe we'll get into that. Um, Basically, oh, actually, there's something really quick I can tweak.
I know For in the Bells Tolls is a Metallica song, but whenever I think of that song, I think of the remix they did with, I think it was DJ Spooky on the Spawn soundtrack.
Huh.
That was, damn, that was such a good soundtrack. Folks, as always, if you have any questions or anything, either use the text chat or raise your hand, and I'll gladly invite you up onto the stage.
This was the most messed up room out of all of them. So one of the
Oh,
pains.
wow.
So when moving over, when converting the map files, it typically like messes up all the geometry. Um, and so like all these little wall sconces, all these brushes were at like different angles that had to be rotated back into place, and like all of these crossbars here in the middle of the room had to be put back into place. Same thing with the edges. Same thing with these like little galaxy worlds that are on the other side of them. All those were all disjointed. This was all disjointed. So there was a lot of cleanup work, but I'll launch it here, and I think it was worth it. So with that noise gate, does the sound okay through the stream?
I mean, yeah, you sound great.
Perfect, perfect. Hopefully, hopefully there's much less click clacking.
No, I don't hear anything.
Perfect. Well, so
Well,
here
I
we
mean,
go.
I hear words, but
So I'll load the actual
yeah,
Unreal version of it as well, just to kind of show what it looks like. But like, there's like a dead was it Nolly like crucified here, and like like a couple other things that are missing, but not too much. I retained it in most of its quality, so like even like this little secret there is there. One thing that's unfortunately messed up that I gotta mess with is the actual bell. So you'll see here, we'll mess up. But yeah, this is as it was. It took a little bit to get it all brought over and fixed up and stuff like that, but you know, it's pretty cool. It's a pretty fun map. I think what we're going to likely end up doing is releasing this on the ModDB as a standalone thing, and then I'm going to turn this into a Morningwood map. I'm going to make this a big chooch
yeah,
uh, in Morningwood.
yeah. Rainbow, that sky is absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah,
It's
right?
such a Unreal. Just looks so good. Like it's artwork and it's texture work and everything. It just looks so goddamn good.
And the funny thing is, like, the starry sky in the background is literally just the same 256 by 256 tile, like, just repeated over and over. But, like, it
And it
still
looks
just
so
looks
good.
great.
Yep, yep.
Oh.
Evening, Gabester. I'm doing well. I just crammed my dinner into me before the stream started. And yeah, we got a lot of really cool stuff to show y'all. Yeah, whenever I
You get
see
stuck on this.
Unreal Water, Louise, I want to drink the water. I want to slurp it all up. Dong.
Yeah.
Yeah, this would make a killer like Morningwood map, like because like one of the things that we're trying to do is we're trying to I don't know if you mentioned this on stream, but like we're trying to Dukify all the maps that we have to make sure they fit within like the world of Duke Nukem and like see what how they match like the texture sets we have and things like that. And this is definitely one that will like absolutely sing with Morningwood assets. Personally would have preferred modifying the Ghost Town map and turning that into a deathmatch map. I mean, who
Yeah, I
knows?
feel you. I
Yeah.
mean, that's not to say that that won't end up happening anyways. I think somebody else already on the
Yeah,
team already planned on also making a Ghost Town map. Um, uh, I don't know. My thing is that I don't know. You just kind of take inspiration where it comes to you from. You know what I mean? And the
for
process
sure.
of like building this and getting this working in our build and stuff like that, was really fun and cool. And because of that, I want to try to now convert it into like make this feel like Duke, you know. And I think it's also interesting
For sure.
because we kind of already have that right with BellToll Remix, and
Yep.
when I first started like porting this over, I was really struggling to see where it really was like the same map, but I realized that like the bell is the door in the back that is stuck that it's that gets stuck that you have to shoot the thing for and it makes a whole bunch of noise to alert everybody.
Mm-mm.
It's
Similar
the
to what was the map you were playing on the Duke's like the event last Sunday that like has the opening. Oh, hang on. Um, the sorry, I got distracted there for a moment. The map that has like the helipad that you need to like shoot a thing
yeah,
to
that's
open up
Beltoll
and place like
Remix.
a digging
Yep,
ground.
that's
Oh,
exactly what I
okay,
was talking
interesting.
about. Yeah, yeah. And so like I think it's interesting though that he didn't like it doesn't seem like he used the same kind of idea because then I saw like oh like instead of having these elevators right you have like the staircases and stuff like that that lead you to the second floor. Because this map is like a first floor, second floor kind of fight, and then it also has like one extra like side like path. So it is like I
Mhm.
guess similar in like design spirit, but it's definitely not like the same geometry or even really similar geometry. So I think it would be interesting to make a remix with similar geometry to the original map. That's all.
No, for sure, for
So
sure. That makes sense.
make sure these stairs look right now. It's funny, I just kept jumping up that space, so I didn't even notice that those were supposed to be stairs. Of course, I'm going to show off some of the single player stuff that we've been working on, because that has
Yeah.
still been, well, I wouldn't say the thick of what we've been working on, because really it has been kind of split. Um, uh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
50/50. Oh, hey, October.
Hi, October.
I snuck in.
That doesn't have anything because the lift is here. And then this staircase is fixed. Awesome.
Yeah, we've been touching a lot of multiplayer stuff to make sure that we have that update in tip top shape and gives the community a lot of stuff to mess with.
Yep. Awesome.
Can you shoot the bell?
Yes, you
Oh
can,
yeah.
but the problem is I need to fix the pivot point to the bell. I can't remember how to do that. I don't remember what the button combination is. Control Alt right click. That may have been it. Hey, I fixed it.
Nice.
That was easy. This is a weird one because it's just, I think it has to do with the different ways that you can apply textures in Unreal and Doogad. Because like in Unreal, this is two different halves, even though this is one big brush. This also doesn't work, which is unfortunate. This is like, which is also interesting. It's something else that 3D Realm is like changed, I guess. There's a trigger that's supposed to be right here that when you look at this, it says, it puts text on your screen that says like ring the bell for service or something like that.
You probably see the message in the console.
Oh, you do. Good call. Awesome. I'm glad that's working. Cool. So this map is now the only thing that needs to be finished here. Oh, you want to offer a promotion
Abomination,
for
you got a
my...
spammer. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I made you a mod finally, right? Abomination.
Yeah. I'm just trying to figure out how
Perfect.
to actually.
You use that little sword.
Okay.
Yeah, you stab him right through the goddamn heart.
I'll have to actually open up a new tab for it. Okay. No, I don't want all this tutorial. No, fuck off.
Tutorial. You get tutorial on how to click buttons. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so this is actually good. This just needs to
Oh my
be.
gosh.
It also has made me debate something, and something we'll have to like look into. So this
Mhm.
uses texture files that aren't in Dookad, but they're original native to Unreal, and some of them,
Right.
honestly, like we shouldn't take over the textures themselves, but like maybe these,
Mhm.
like because like these liquids are what makes that water look crazy, and
Right.
it's like at least cool for like maps like this, or at least different stuff. I don't know. It's something to think about, I think.
Where the hell is this sword button? Edit mod view. Active.
Where is it?
Usually you press H to unholster the gun.
Like here, these fire effects and these lava effects. I can't actually just like port this fire effect over. It has to be like remade. But when I tried to remake these in Dooked, I can make the flame or the particle effect, but I can't change the
Mhm.
color of it. And there's like nothing within its properties box here that tells me what color it is. Yeah. But yeah. So I guess
I'm
from
just
here,
trying to.
let's
Seriously,
show
where is this
off.
button to like remove messages? Like, there's just so much garbage on the screen for like in the mod view. It's so weird. So I see like shield mode and stuff. Sorry, I probably shouldn't be like
No,
mentioning
it's
this
okay.
on
It's okay.
stream. Uh, there we go. There we go. Okay. I had to click on a like dotted menu, have a drop down menu, enable mod view, and I had to also enable another different mod view, and then that's how I was able to deleting it.
Perfect.
Oh, I love modern design.
Thanks,
It's
Twitch.
so intuitive.
Okay, so let's show off the. Well, that's not Liquid's penthouse. What's that?
Witnessing the liquid penthouse might be quite shocking.
It will blow you away, says IGN.com.
Oh, something's weird with that. The file size is for some reason the same size as BellToll, which is not right. That's how it is here too. It's okay. I'm pretty sure I actually push it to Git now that it's fixed, so I can just pull it back down.
Oh yeah.
Oh, hey everyone.
Hey Delta.
Greetings.
There we go. 22 megs. That sounds about right. Oh, why is it just a black screen? Definitely shouldn't just be a black screen.
Not be just a black screen.
There it goes.
Yeah, we were just working on a multiplayer map before, Granddad. A map that I think that was Keith Schuler's map. Like
Yep.
it was a map that he made for a contest to get hired at 3D Realms, if I understand correctly.
That's what I'll say
I
in
don't
the
think so.
in
No,
the
no,
account.
no.
So, no, I don't think it was that. It was they did
Nope.
do that with Prey though, I believe. That,
Right, okay.
yeah.
That was John Anderson's thing.
Yeah,
for
yeah.
Prey, I think. Yeah.
Matt Wood as well, I believe.
Yeah.
So this is just dubbed Liquid's Penthouse right now. A combination of Penthouse A all the way through Study. All of it is complete and working. The music should even cue when it's supposed to and stuff like that now too.
Awesome.
So I'll load this up and show it off.
Oh yeah.
That crispy audio.
You might want to relaunch it.
Yeah.
Do we know what causes that?
I don't.
It's
One of
the
our
editor
programmers
being
probably does.
I hope so.
No worries, Thad. If you can't find one, no big deal.
I will
Yes,
say the name
Granddad,
is a
it
bit
is,
misleading. I'm
it
not
is
seeing
chapter
any
1.
increased amounts of water. Seriously, where's the extra water? Seriously.
Or Nukem. Hey, Neo.
Stand back. Time
Neo
to
Worm,
find out.
it is. Oh yeah, shout out to the VATs. Oh wow, that's a wild bug, Granddad. Yeah, audio stuff in games, like when it breaks, audio always breaks in like the worst ways, most uncomfortable ways possible. Like, yeah, audio bugs, they're never fun. They always end up with you whipping your headphones off. I need to play that System Shock demo. People were like super psyched about it. I might just pre-order that game.
Yeah, I should download that too.
It's coming soon at this point. It's March, right?
End of March, yeah. Which like
Wow.
they're gonna do it.
Oh, it finally has a release date. Oh, that's really cool, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The sound of the hack screen is the same as when you get a message in Deus Ex that messes me up. Whoa, is that true? Huh.
Yeah, there's a lot of shared audio assets.
Interesting.
So something's cool. You can actually like see some of the lights over in the rooftops up there. Ignore those little accidental duplicate lights there, but see here in
Yeah,
the
look.
study. This will get changed though.
Duke loves redundancy.
Oh yeah, we discussed what to do with this.
You can
Once.
now you can see the future path that you're going to take into study.
Handsome guy. Reminds me of me.
Duke! Goodness, it's you. I got scared and locked myself in here with one of your
That was a genuine accident.
Yeah, Neoworm. The actress for that maid is actually Ivy Wild, and she is incredibly talented. Very excited to see more of her work in this game. Shadows to Ivy. Don't look at her Twitter account while you're at work. God, I know I've said this before, but it's just so cool that all this is like, you know, like movers aside, this all just works.
Right.
And the only performance issues are places that are already performance issues. So.
Exactly, yeah.
And I can't wait to get the era-relevant hardware to test.
I'm open, it
test to see
explodes,
how it
and
is.
as soon as you boot it up, you just go.
Wow, not.
And you're like, shit.
We had this copter. This copter was added in from to one of the test maps.
Oh yeah. That's that was Choose edition, I think. Oh, I should probably look at that. Screen shake is something that I think
Better.
that's something we're planning to like further refine over
Buy this
time,
for
right?
$1.
Yes.
Yeah, I believe
'Cause
so.
it's pretty intense right now in ways that are just like kind of like not
Tends to
great.
mess with view models in a way that it shouldn't.
Yeah,
Sometimes it just completely moves the model permanently.
yeah,
Until
like
some
FOV
magic.
is fluxed. It's interesting that I can do that though.
American made. New hardware.
So I take it you've even got like all the music cues and stuff, like exactly when they need to be.
Yep. So it'll even change here when we get into study and stuff like that too.
That's so awesome.
I've no idea how you guys down at Level Design do it, but I am impressed.
Like a week and a half's worth of work. In trial and error. And getting frustrated and moving on to a couple maps afterwards. And then coming back to it.
Cool.
Collaborative efforts between a lot of us, you know. Oh, that actually can kill me. I've never
Oh,
been
the
killed
missiles?
by that.
Oh yeah.
Rep you.
Rip. Let's see here. Press the wrong button.
Remember that happened to me once while I was testing. I was like, "Whoa, is this like supposed to work?" And then I think I asked someone this, like, "Yeah, no, like that does damage."
Groovy.
It was like when I was like trying to test Come Get Some, and I was just getting shredded by everything.
Honestly, my favorite what the hell moment was the painting falling on my head.
Oh yeah,
And it
yeah.
was implemented
In
And, in Penthouse. And Otacon was like, we got one.
Just a minute. Double check all these keys here.
Die, you rat bastard.
I'm sure.
yeah.
Damn. I make
Oh, hey,
this
President.
look good.
Hey.
Hey, bud.
Greetings.
Didn't see you there.
Yeah.
I buy
No, I
this
kind of
for
snuck
$1.
in.
The power of being on the dev team is that you can just sneak on stage anytime, and no one can stop you.
True.
Right? I was kind of surprised when I found that out the one day. I was like, ooh, well, this is handy.
Die.
People have to listen to me.
This isn't fully complete. Like all of these need to come up because right now you can just drop into study, and like as you saw, there was no pipe bomb because the pipe bomb just went straight over and down into study. But as you can see, it's study right there. And that was one of the really cool things about this, is just fitting all the map back together. And it didn't actually, couldn't actually work exactly like how it was like actually supposed to fit. Somewhat due to changes that we did, somewhat due to changes that 3DR did over time too. And so it was fun kind of fitting it all together, and you'll get to see how it had to get changed too.
Jack M says, I've seen so many high concept mods / conversions over the years, you can tell pretty early on if they won't get finished. This is easily the most impressive I've seen in years so far. Thank you so much.
I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Speaking of other mods that are like that too, just to give a shout out, seriously, go play Raising the Bar. It is a reason to download Half-Life 2 again.
Yeah.
Man, I have been just nothing but impressed by that. It's it's an imagining of the Half-Life 2 beta. Oh man, just some really awesome parts in it. Like I love the inclusion of aliens again.
Chasm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So good. So good.
Seeing the Stenographer's Chasm replicated was like worth the download for me, because that is just such an incredible visual. That, like, yeah, it doesn't have any gameplay function, but it just looks so amazing. Like all those people like on these precarious ledges over a huge pit. Like, oh, that looks so good.
I really still have to
And
finish
then
it.
another cool
I
cool
just got
mod that's
the,
in production
Sorry, go ahead.
is no worries, Signal Lost, which is a recreation of Half-Life Uplink, which I'm really excited for. Yeah,
Cool.
that's it looks incredible. Like, it's so cool. Marcus PR is really good. You can still tell he's working his current recent Division 2.1 release is very nice. Yeah, like they've been working on that for a while now. It's really cool. Yeah, Dark Interval, very cool mod as well.
Cool.
We're big fans of other people's mods here, honestly. Like we're all part of a big community, and we want to shout them out as much as we can.
And also, yeah, seriously, thank you for the kudos. I mean, not to immediately pop on another mod, but it is appreciated.
For sure.
Because there are days where this is real rough. Even just popping open the code and it's like,
Oh,
what am
yeah.
I doing this for?
Yep. You get the moments like, oh god, is this actually good, or are we just deluding ourselves? And it's like, wait, no, people like this. What the fuck?
Oh, I know. There's.
You want a piece of me?
It's so easy to get hung up on like the little bits where
No, if you
it's
guys can hear
just
me, my bad.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
I can hear you.
Oh, good. Sorry, just I don't do my voice calls ever.
It's all good, man.
Groovy.
Oh, my mic doesn't work half the time, so I never know until somebody finally responds to me that I'm like, oh, okay, I guess it's working this time.
That was Killtad's voice?
Also, I don't think I've ever actually talked on the mic to you
Yeah,
guys.
that's,
So
that's, yeah.
I just alt-tabbed through my windows to figure out who just opted into the Discord call.
yeah, it's
What's
me.
going on, man?
I'm alright. I was working on some texture stuff earlier, so I'm just kind of wrapping that up for the night. And you guys invited me to talk about just watching the video. It's like, alright, hang on, let me go scramble to find my mic.
Groovy.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry if my room's really
yeah.
echoey. I'm not exactly recording. I couldn't find my mic at all. I'm just using my Xbox headset.
You sound fine, man.
Yeah, he's done fine.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I'm just using an Arctic 5 from like 3 years ago, 4 years ago. Like, ain't nothing fancy going on here.
An
Alright.
Arctis 5?
Yeah.
I'm thinking.
So what were you guys talking about? I just rejoined.
Oh, we were just talking about those, like, you know, those moments when you're working on DNF, where you're just like, oh god, is this actually good? And then people really like it
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah, that's half the stuff we do, isn't it?
For sure.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't know.
For sure. Random thing to bring up. Have you guys heard of the sound effects wiki? Really cool and in-depth wiki. It lists just about any and all sound effects used in cartoons, games, movies, shows, etc. Down to the exact file name of the exact sound effects library, to the point where it's kind of almost disturbing. That actually sounds like it could be very useful.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
do
was
we have
gonna
a
say,
Wilhelm screen
that's
in
a
here
good place
yet?
for some stock sounds.
Looks like Lady Luck just gave you
I'm gonna have to look into that.
Yeah, if we don't have a Wilhelm screen somewhere,
Sorry.
we need one.
No.
It's
No,
Oh.
don't do the Wilhelm screen. You gotta do the other scream. I forget what it's
I
called.
hate the Wilhelm screen.
I
What
do
about
too.
the StarCraft Academy screen?
Which one's that?
Yeah, that one. That one.
Oh,
Trust
I was thinking the Terran
Get
Death
out of
scream.
town. There's someone at the Slick Willie. Help
Like the little Terran grunt
That
scream
stuff.
when they get killed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
StarCraft has such good sound design. Goddamn.
Well, the first game I never. didn't
So
play
when
a
it
whole
comes
lot
to the
of two,
first slice, it's
just
pretty
watched the
bare when it comes
cutscenes.
to exposition. How many liberties will you guys continue to take when it comes to in-game dialogue and exposition? Probably answered this before, but it's my first time. So we gathered as much as we could from like the actual game itself. Like there is some dialogue in the game files, and so we try to incorporate that obviously as much as we can, and make sure we do. But and then besides that, like things like this call right here. So while we made this call, like we made this little thing, we added the easy phone into this office, that kind of stuff. When you're going through the Slick Willy, you're told that you receive, you're reminded about the call you received in your study. So like when we're creating new voice lines and stuff like that and dialogue, it's things like that for the most part that we're focused on. That's not to say that there aren't some things of our own, like but yeah. So it's a bit of a mixed game, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, it's literally unfinished. It's like after the first third, you just kind of have to figure out what they were trying to do.
Right.
Honestly, I'm so excited for when we get there, because like when we have like that much like canvas that's just completely blank, we can just go like full
Oh yeah,
on,
it'll be really cool to just
yeah, like
flesh
we can
everything
just
out as much as we can.
at that point like you can just do whatever we want. And it's gonna be awesome.
Well, that was way too quick.
Well,
It's not supposed to be that quick.
Uh-oh.
what?
This little elevator I made. I bet you when I made the time 0.5, it actually made it faster instead of slower.
Ah.
I'm just
do it.
imagining like it zooming up and down like a old Looney Tunes cartoon.
I don't know why it's broken now, though. It like went down so
Dark Side
fast it
Turbo
stuck
there.
itself into the ground. But yeah,
you got-
so there's this little elevator that goes down and brings you down into here now. And that's because directly above Duke's Cave is actually this little addition we made here. Normally, technically,
Are you
this
screen
addition
streaming?
is where Duke would be. Is where Duke's Cave
On
would
Twitch.
be. On Twitch, yeah.
Oh, all right. Hang on.
And then otherwise,
I'll
this
drop
all
it.
works the same. You go through the Duke Hall,
Yeah.
you unlock the thing. But there's some other cool goodies I still have to show off, because this isn't the only merge that I've been up to. So this was the first one that was kind of supposed to be the proof of concept, but ended up being like actually the one that was a task.
At the hard way.
I've already been able to merge some of our other maps as well. I was able to merge Hotel and Dark Hotel without any issue, and I've also merged Booty Island and the boxing arena.
Your SOS will beep and notify you of an incoming call from us. Make sure to answer.
Yeah.
Over and out, General.
I like when it just gets really quiet all of a sudden.
Well, I mean, actually, I know you guys were talking about BellTools and Keith Schiller and stuff
Yeah.
when I joined. Did I miss out on anything good?
Oh yeah, so I guess I can show that off again really quick. But that map you linked, so it was a contest map that he had entered into a contest for Unreal Tournament. for a mapping contest,
Well,
and
it's just-
then
Isn't it just regular Unreal?
yes, it's just regular Unreal. But I did get it working in Duke Nukem Forever, and I do plan
Oh,
on
good.
making it into like a Duke-related map.
Good, because that's a really fun map. Have you ever actually played it?
I've never played it in multiplayer, but running around it and stuff like that, it looks very cool.
Mm.
You ever?
Yeah, I had the
if you ever
chance to
just
play
get,
it a bit in Unreal when I downloaded it.
if you ever just get a chance, try to like just put in like a bot match in regular Unreal. It's actually a really fun map.
Okay. I'll
Yeah.
definitely have to give it a shot.
2 things from Portal the Freak. You guys should go Pizza Tower yet? And love how the post notes of the porn dialogue are still there in Gray's video feed. Yeah.
Oh, the little
Notes
on the side.
yeah.
The God, I look at those and I'm reminded of like Call Girls for some reason. It's like, oh, like the Call Girls script.
So,
It's like that's where like Graves is hiding out. Like you think it's like a big airship, but no, there's like hiding out in some like office space used by like
I'm just thinking of like
phone
the call
sex
center
lines.
I'm just thinking of like the call center from like Rocco or something.
Yeah.
oh baby, oh baby, oh baby.
Yeah, exactly that one.
Yep.
So yeah.
Oh god.
Here, just real quick again. Here's BellToll. It all has been ported over. Everything is working. I've fixed just about all the geometry at this point. Even like all these water zones work and stuff like that. So nothing really has
This
to
would
be
be a
tweaked
great-
there. The zones all worked
Yeah.
out. Sorry.
This would be a great
wait,
map
go
if
back.
we had that that starry
Look
night
at the
sky.
skybox real quick.
Yeah.
Well, cause look at the skybox real quick. You think that's the same star pattern in that one like December 1999 screenshot?
Well, hang on here.
Like, cause that one's just like a plain purple background, but it's got those stars. Do you think that's the same one?
So this is what that
Unreal does
actually
have a
looks
star
like.
generator.
Oh, sorry, that was me hitting my mic.
Yeah, it's okay. This is what that star pattern looks like. I think the star pattern, unless it has just fog enabled in the screenshot, which
Maybe.
I guess is possible.
It looks more purpley in the screenshot.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah,
Yeah, I love that like shade of purple with the
Yeah.
stars.
It shouldn't be too hard to recreate.
Yeah, this is
No,
actually
it
just
shouldn't.
trickery with layering here. A couple transparent
Tetson,
layers. to
We
make it
have a
look
snow
really-
map in Deathmatch. We have the EDF base or whatever.
Oh
The
yeah.
abandoned
Love
EDF
Unreal
outpost in
skyboxes.
snow.
I mean, something like that might be worth doing for our screenshot series. All you really have to do is turn our Forbidden City into a Limonage.
I wasn't.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah.
I'm glad that asset leak had all the Booty Island stuff too.
Yeah,
Oh,
very
yeah.
cool. I'm pretty pumped about that, as you can imagine.
I don't
I
think
was
your
pumped about it too.
snow.
The second it leaked, I was like, quick, check if it has it.
Will any level sections be left on the cutting room floor? Like if a level or section is too boring or just doesn't cut it, or are you guys going to try to make the most of everything that's there and try to scrap anything that's been built by 3DR? I think we're open to the idea of like if it's not fun, then like, you know.
Yeah, we're not necessarily going to keep absolutely everything verbatim as it is
Yeah.
for sure, and yeah.
It's not dogmatic, is what we're doing.
Right.
Yeah, no, it's just if it's just really boring or if it's too unfinished that we just have
Or
no
we just
idea
can't
what
find
they're
a
even
purpose
trying to
for
do.
it. Yeah.
Not sure.
Well,
what
yeah, I just mean like if we just cannot find out what they're trying to do because it's just so
Yeah.
like basic.
Yeah.
Look, Scotty, it's Duke.
Can't believe you just called 3D Realms basic.
Keep pressure on.
You know what I meant?
I know, I know.
I keep yawning.
All good. I got like 5 hours of sleep last night, so I'm just operating on tea caffeine right now.
Operating on fumes. Dude, fumes.
Hedson, I don't think the snow is working on that map, but that'd be really cool to get the snow working there, because yes, folks, we do have a snow particle system.
Should
I'll
we
see
do a
if I can
snow
add
map
to
like
it.
what George
He's
wanted?
passed me that map to add for the multiplayer update, so I'll make sure we get snow particle effects on it.
Awesome.
Also, shout out to like the community real quick. One of the guys working in the one of the guys doing like fixing up a multiplayer map. He's doing the 3D Realms office. That looks really cool.
Oh yeah,
I know he's
Devil
not-
Master.
I know he's not doing it as like a multiplayer map, but it just looks really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like one of the ideas I was constantly bringing up with the team. I know next to nothing about level design, and
Yeah, I was too. Cause we have the virtual tour and we just have the map, and it was just like
I love the way they made like Xboxes and stuff out of brushwork. Like that's so Doom cute to me. It's so cute, cool.
Yeah.
Hey, look, we got merged Hotel Dark Hotel.
The only thing
hey,
is
look at
that
that.
he doesn't start his animation afterwards. Sometimes he goes and starts hunting the bud bots.
Really? Okay, interesting.
Hey, look at that! One of the bud bots decided to join me.
Sick. Oh yeah.
I
there it
like
is.
Gain.
Didn't want
They
to die.
can go through there. The fuck?
Oh my god. This is what they call immersion gameplay, folks.
Oh shit.
God, you just know some speedrunner in our community is going to be using like the bud bot skip or something. Is like do some
Bud bot
absolutely
percent.
wild shit.
What
Yeah,
happened here?
keeps the audience a part of the game with pure terror due to body
The
organs
BST
and
hole or
screaming.
something.
Yeah, I think it's just some slightly off geometry, unfortunately.
Oh, fun.
I'll have to tweak that.
So that guy's full bright.
Now, theoretically, if we did bring the 3DR office map into multiplayer, I would kind of want a default mutator that turns all the guns into Nerf guns.
That would be great, actually.
Like Nerf Arena Blast.
Yeah.
yeah, Arena Blast, hell yeah.
Oh my god. You know what? I'm so glad that I'm with a group of people who remember Nerf Arena Blast. Like that alone is like, no, I'm one of the right people.
I didn't
I still
have it.
haven't-
I remember it from the G-Man video.
I had a
select,
demo for it.
Yeah, I also have a demo disc on, so
Yeah, I just had Unreal Tournament. I didn't have Arena Blast. I think I
It's
knew
so
one
good.
guy who had it, but I just remember it from the G-Man video.
It's literally Unreal Tournament for kids. It's so good. What was the one map in the demo? It was like Takoya Arena. That was like a really good map. It was like Takoya Arena, I think.
I'm sorry, did I break your concentration?
What if in the 3DR offices map there was a really poorly made picket sign outside the building that reads myhouse.dnf in Comic Sans? That's really good.
Oh, brilliant.
Oh.
You know, all this talk about the offices and stuff, it really makes me hope that like the 3D Realms FTP gallery stuff gets put back up soon.
Yeah, I
last
really
I heard
do,
was that Joe Siegler was aware of the situation, so hopefully we should get something on that soon. Hopefully.
Or at the very least, he just dumps all the photos, even if they're not organized. I'd just like to have them again.
Graves here. I have good
Harold,
news.
your son,
You
please.
won't need to run around blind in the
Oh, Harold, my beloved.
Our engineers
Alright, here's your kid. I gotta take a phone call.
for your safety. Being uploaded to you right now. Let us know what you think after you've had a chance to try it out.
Can you imagine it too? This is a phone call, it's through his sunglasses, so literally he's just standing there like a stone statue. Talking to nobody.
God, it really is like the codec.
No, he's got like that little like Nets declassified little doohickey on his glasses.
Yeah. Oh my god. Oh. Just wondering, should we expect better performance in the next demo, i.e. when you get to the casino? Ideally, yes. We do know that reflective surfaces are still causing performance issues, but it is slightly better, I believe.
Yeah, there has been a performance patch in general that should help things all around,
Yeah.
including that.
We have issues.
But we
It's
really
running at,
need
like,
to
10
fix
frames on
the
my
mirror
computer.
tech. We really need to fix the mirrors. So that reminds me, and while I have you here, Mr. President,
Yeah.
so mirrored surfaces
Fucking
work in
mirrors
Unreal.
work.
Yes.
Yeah. And they don't work.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Would it-
because we're not using.
Would it maybe perform faster if instead of using like a mirrored surface, we would just like clone some of the geometry just upside down? You know what I mean?
I don't
Like
think it
that
would give it
meme?
really the same effect.
No.
Yeah.
Well, 'cause
Well,
that's
no,
essentially
it
what's
probably wouldn't give it the
happening.
same effect, but would it run better?
This is so the current iteration is the same thing that the old build engine used and a whole bunch of others did, where it took the level and it just had a pseudo realm, where the level existed in there with all of
3D
its
realm,
assets.
perhaps?
A 3D realm, yes, indeed. Um,
Sorry.
no, I love it. Problem is then when you're looking at a mirror, the game is rendering the environment twice essentially,
Yeah.
and it with all of its performance decreases that are involved in that. There is not only a built-in function for mirror stuff with Unreal, but there also is mirroring for DirectX 9. I don't know if DirectX 8 actually has a built-in like mirroring function.
I don't think it does. When they were doing Max Payne
Like
2,
that.
which uses 8.1, I think they had to like fudge it.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
They fudged a lot of like the X9 features into it. I wonder why they didn't just use that.
So that's the problem, is the DX9 was built after the leak.
Yeah.
We essentially put in the DX9, and it was I don't want to say a line-for-line copy of DX8, but it pretty much is a line-for-line copy of DX8, just with a bunch
but
of
I'm
DX9
pretty sure the
function calls.
reflection is broken in OpenGL as well.
Yeah.
Well, because that one was also derived off of the DX9 renderer, just translated to OpenGL calls.
I mean, if it's giving us like trouble for now, could we just maybe shut it off temporarily until we figure it out?
So that's our last-ditch solution, yes, and
Alright.
it's, to be fair, it is an option we're planning to enable anyways, so that people
Oh,
with
good.
lower
Oh, okay, good. Never mind.
Yeah.
can just disable reflections. The hard
They get
part is
Boolean.
finding where in the code it specifically is generating the reflections, because it's not
And also not breaking mirrors in the process.
right.
Because I'm
Yeah,
assuming you're still going to want
It's not-
mirrors to work, just not reflective surfaces.
Right.
correct.
Right.
But the problem is
Yes.
that mirrors are just reflective surfaces.
Yes,
Mm.
they just have like no masking on them. They're a pure reflection surface. So we're working on it. I think we
For
can
sure,
get it
yeah.
done. The hard part's just getting it done and getting it tested in time for the first for the next performance release or patch.
So this is
Definitely
this
see
is
if I can
Booty
get
Rockin'.
some Unreal stuff.
I mean, if we can get it to, I mean, I didn't expect this to be done this month. If it can
Yeah.
be, that'd be cool.
Well,
But
I mean, yeah, the biggest issue is that 3DR, as they went on and said multiple times later on, is, oh, we rewrote the entire rendering engine, which they did. They
Yeah,
pretty much stubbed out the Unreal
Good line.
rendering, everything except for the lighting engine and the effects engine.
Yeah, like Fire.dll and all that.
Right. Now, they might have replaced it later. I kind of hope they did, because Fire is
How dare
a lot of
you.
assembly code.
How
Hey,
dare
it
you
works.
say
I'm not
anything.
going to argue with it that much.
It's beautiful.
Criticize sacred George Broussard.
Ugh. It's assembly.
Whoever.
It's assembly.
Or
You
whoever-
guys dig around in the code and tell me how you feel about it.
But it looks pretty. Look at that water.
Did Will Scarborough code for DNF? I forget. Or was he Prey?
That was Prey.
Okay.
Oh yeah, and like Katzen says, when launcher's ready, then all patches are going to roll automatically, for sure. Like, that'll make things a lot easier to test.
Automatically.
Hey, that's what I'm working on right now.
Hey!
Hey.
so
Hey, I'm developing a video game over here.
B.
Oh.
Hey, I'm sorry, someone had to.
Fonzie develops a video game.
So
What do you make a game about?
with this is just Booty Island and the boxing arena mixed together. I think this is probably where we're going to work on a bit tonight, as I want to clean it up a bit. It's not quite how I want it, and I want to change
Cool.
the pacing. So kind of to go back to that question that was asked with things being left on the cutting room floor, taking liberties or something like that, or anything like that. So like this, right now the current pathing. Let me just do one of these. Ghost. Right now, this with the current pathing. You kind of come through here and you fight these schmucks, which these schmucks are going to get removed. And you fight through these guys here, and then you make your way on top of the boat here, and then you make it into here to start the show to go in through there.
Sorry, I was just laughing at the no clipping into the guy freaking out.
So what I plan on doing here is the player is gonna come through here. There's gonna be those, they're gonna shoot at you and stuff, right? And then you're gonna go to come here, and then the gate is gonna slam down in front of you, and then two pig cops are gonna run up from that spot here, run up here, and start attacking you here. And then maybe some guys will like come down from here as well to start fighting you from over here. And so you'll come up here, you'll go through these gates, which have been temporarily disabled here. And then you'll go through here, which is going to be a big restaurant, and it's going to be this. It's based off of a restaurant that's actually here. The inside isn't going to be, but like the idea for it is at least. And
Night, Hudson.
Night, Hudson.
Night, Hudson. Basically, you know, this would be like the restaurant they watch the dinner show from, which is the two pirate ships fighting each other and whatever theatrical thing it would be. Ideally, these EDF won't be EDF anymore either. They'll actually be like snatched that are pirate themed, that just have like blunderbusses and guns and stuff that shoot at you.
Oh, that's cute.
Weren't we gonna get pig cops pirate hats?
Yeah, pig cops and pirate hats. Yeah.
The beauty of the mounting system for like the models and stuff is that it allows us to be real fucking goofy like that.
I'm gonna put the
Yeah, you can just, it's like all, what do you call it? Iterative's the wrong word.
It's like layered.
This guy.
Yeah,
like
that's it.
Photoshop, yeah.
So the boat just kind of rolls backward and then disappears. It got broken somehow. I don't know what happened.
Can that screensaver be the, like, Microsoft pipes?
Exactly.
Or like the maze with the cheese? What is happening? What?
I've definitely felt like that before, honestly.
that boat? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now this plays out how it normally does. To beat the explosions, you don't take a ton of damage.
Is that Tim's a placeholder model? Yes, I believe so.
Yeah, it's supposed to be just like a tech worker, you know, who's like manning the thing. So normally, in order to get to the boxing arena, you'd go down there and the level ends. So instead, they're not set up right now. But you'll face through those doors. You'll face through those doors. You'll open these doors here, and then you'll come into the boxing arena. And this is all still very work in progress. These elevators don't work properly. They do, but only one direction. Yeah, see. This stuff needs to be cleaned up a bit, but yeah.
The layout is starting to take form for sure.
Yep.
I'll be back in a second, guys.
All good.
One. I've been lied to. Again.
So, we were talking about this before. The boxing arena has got some weird shit in it, right?
What do you mean? How so?
Like all the stuff, like the balconies and stuff, like all the stuff that's like, was it like
Oh
like
yeah. Like we have these big
yeah.
weird animate players that aren't set with any information.
Yeah, we just have no idea what they're intended for here.
Yeah.
What do animate players?
And trigger animations with no animations built within them. Assumedly, they're supposed to make the player do something.
I wonder if the intention was like the boxing match or like whatever combat scenarios did happen here was going to be like all canned animation or something. And it's going to be like almost like a proto QTE. Because like remember like they were
Oh.
really big fans like Shenmue and stuff.
That's interesting. Those question marks are from when Duke says iconic one-liner. Damn, those are one big ass question marks. Yeah, I feel that.
And Duke put on boxing gloves? No, because you can't type it then. That was funnier in my head, honestly.
Oh yeah, this is cool. This is what makes the spotlights follow Duke.
Ooh, cool.
It's fun stuff.
That's a good emoji right there with the eyes.
This is also kind of fun too. So even though with what's in the leak, it only plays up to 2 rounds. They actually had a 3rd round programmed, and they had it built to be up to 5 rounds. So I'll go ahead and show what the 3rd round looks like. It's nothing too like crazy, but it's just kind of cool if you're familiar. As you can see, this version of the map's changed a little bit. One of our level designers was working on this one. Something that's cool they did. They opened up this little path over here. This is where those little question marks. This is where those big question marks are. And there's like nothing even really going on up here, so no idea what the point was. Another little space where they like didn't finish the geometry, and another little space where you can get up here and do something.
Yeah, this is the end of chapter 2 we're looking at right now.
Right. So if we come into here.
We're definitely gonna need to replace the announcer for this.
Right. We already know that. I think we already have somebody on deck for it.
I'm back. I know nobody knew I left, but
I noticed that you said 1 second and it was a minute instead.
Oh, that's right. The level needs to be rebuilt so that renders properly.
Did you guys add that blackout effect? That looks great. Was that us or was that 3D ROM? Yeah. Why don't you do R mode 5 plus R mode 4 and remember the unlimited mode number, like for showing off like maps that have like lighting specifically. Giant pig cop like was hilarious. Yeah, it's really good.
You've just been erased.
Oh, just showing the map without lighting. Okay.
So this is what the final round is here, round 3 that's built in. Put on God mode, you can see they're like up in the rafters.
Step right up and get some.
Awesome idea for this boxing ring I had was that after you beat the game, this could be a challenge mini game where waves of enemies keep respawning and such. We've definitely talked about having like a horde mode at some point. This is where we're going to encounter Viscerax, so Cyclone Emperor. You're going to encounter something else.
Yep, no.
Much better.
All we're going to say.
So yeah, that's all that's available. Round 4 doesn't have any enemy spawn or any like proper things set up in its dispatcher, so it doesn't work properly. But like I said, they programmed up to round 5 into here, which is pretty cool.
Interesting.
So my guess is that maybe on harder difficulties, it's going to be a few more rounds, maybe. That's my initial thought.
Like round 2, or 2 rounds for easy, 3 rounds normal, and so on and so forth. That's right, Portal. It's going to be a gigantic EDF, 50-foot tall EDF soldier, like that one MGS VR mission.
You mean a gigantic EDF mummy?
Yeah.
The unfortunate thing about this map that makes it very hard to work on is that, as you can see, if I select all of my nuns here, that's all of the geometry.
Well,
Thanks.
fun.
So,
By the way, it's a step right up line going to be re-recorded at all, not to be that guy fucking chorus, but I always thought the way Gianni says it sounded a bit off. I mean, we'll definitely like have Gianni re-record things here and there, like depending on how things go.
We just need to dig him out of a dungeon.
Exactly, yeah. We gotta just throw him back in the room with no food, no water, just a mic.
Yeah, he's
In a
allowed to
toilet.
leave
No.
once he gets his recordings done.
Exactly.
Oh,
We're all about
oh.
tough love here.
Right.
He's got
We're
a
not
corner.
barbarians.
So let's see here. What's the difference between
That's a nice corner too.
Booty Island and Booty Island retakes?
I once had a friend who I lived with who used to throw pizza boxes into the corner because they didn't want to recycle them. And a really nice corner got really bad real fast throwing all those pizza boxes at it.
Yeah.
Oh man, I had a buddy who was a character. I haven't talked to him in years, but I don't know. It's not appropriate for Twitch, but I have some pretty good stories of shenanigans that we would get into.
Fair enough.
Like the rest.
It's always fun being dirtbag for a while, so you have to realize, oh, I have to clean this up.
Yeah. Suffice to say, at some point, there were some actions taken that probably could have constituted as chemical warfare.
Outstanding.
Right?
One of my favorite
Looking
stories. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, looking back, damn.
Yeah.
Alright, what were you gonna say? That's all I got.
I was gonna say, one of my favorite stories of like dirtbag behavior is Jeff Gerstmann, whenever he talked about how like this house he used to live in that he just referred to as the compound that was like in this abandoned lot that was like in the process of being redeveloped, and he basically had lived this dual life of like being the editor, like senior editor for reviews at GameSpot, and then you just like go home and just be completely awful. Yeah, Jack, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. And he talks about how like they had this couch, this beautiful, nice couch that like the former like tenants he lived with brought in, and like, you know, they had like Oscar parties and like, you know, dinner parties and stuff on them, but they left the couch there. And he's talked about the couch. By the time it left, it just had a machete sticking out of it.
The fuck?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic.
This is beautiful, like floral couch, and it's just been hacked to shit with a machete, and the machete's just still in it.
I guess you need a way to vent all your frustrations about failing video games.
Yeah, for real. I mean, you can only play so much video games before the rage takes you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is what Shenmue does.
Every
to
League of Legends
motherfucker.
player.
Now, this probably would have been like 2006, I think, based on his stories. So, like, he was probably like playing, like, I don't know, what bad games came in 2006. I don't know.
Big rigs. But that wasn't
Nah.
him playing it.
That was Alex. Yeah, that was Alex Navarro's suffering right there.
Was Oblivion in 06?
Oblivion was in 06, and I will withhold my opinion on Oblivion because it is
I will not. That
contrarian.
game sucks.
That game is ass. That game sucks. I'm a huge Morrowind head, I should say. So like, I'm one of those guys.
You're
where I'm
biased.
like, yeah,
You
like
know-
I liked Elder Scrolls when it was weird and like had no voice acting.
We just pulled What We Do in the Shadows. There's a scene where they talk about a vampire who was really bad, and one of the guys goes, "I will not. That guy fucking sucked."
Pretty much. Oh god, I love that show so much.
So fun.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like,
Yeah.
I have especially strong opinions for Oblivion because when I was young, I basically I did some tech-related stuff to earn money, and with the hard-earned money, I bought a specific video games. I still have a box of Bioshock 1 somewhere,
Oh.
but I
Oh
also
dear.
bought Oblivion,
Oh.
and I was really disappointed about Oblivion.
God, if
Oh,
you asked
crazy,
me,
man.
okay, I still think Bioshock is better than Oblivion, even in 2023. I'll
I
say
like
it.
Bioshock. I like Bioshock, however, one of the things I noticed while playing through the remaster on my Steam Deck is
Mhm.
I can really tell it was Unreal Engine 2.5 because I can see
Oh
the brushwork.
you
Now that
look
I'm
at it
like
yeah.
now, so here's the curse about working on video games like I've been doing now with the project here. You start seeing things
Yep. It's
that
like
just start standing out.
I know what you did here.
And one of the one of the especially strong things that I notice about Bioshock nowadays is it's really giant spaces.
Much better.
Yep.
Like it was still in the era where they were making really big spaces, but you don't notice them being bad because
Yeah.
you have good enough movement speed. But boy, as soon as you start lingering in a room, I bet you can start kind of seeing.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like the weird scale of everything. Like
Yeah.
that. I think that was probably one of the biggest improvements Bioshock 2 has for me is that the level design is just like so much more like it's so much more mature in terms of like it knows what the tools can do well. And so like every level in Bioshock 2 is just better than I think even some of the better levels in Bioshock 1. Like I adore Bioshock 2. Also, what the hell was up with Bioshock's physics being capped at 30 FPS? I think so. My theory on that is that that's because of consoles.
Yeah.
Because Bioshock ran at 30 frames FPS, 30 FPS on 360. So like, yeah, just why would they? Granddad, it is absolutely that. Like they've been on record saying that Bioshock is literally just steampunk System Shock 2. I mean, down to like some specific things you do that you can map directly to like, oh, I did this in the Von Braun. Which is again why I think Bioshock 2 is a much superior game because it's not in the shadow of System Shock 2. Like it's much more like imaginative and it does a lot more interesting things. I like its characters more too, honestly. Like, yeah, I really love Bioshock 2. I am just playing through it again, like recently with the remaster, and like the remaster is still like super crusty because like that studio just does not have the resources to pull off these massive remasters. But like it's still very much playable and includes all the DLC. It's really
That's what I want to
fantastic.
hear.
And also like the combat Bioshock 2 is so much better because you can have your left mouse button be your powers and your right mouse button be your gun, and it just it feels so good.
Don't worry, Jack. I love Oblivion. I was just gonna let them go on their thing.
Yeah.
I wasn't saying anything
I
either,
got
but
it
I
at
love
launch,
Oblivion as well.
and I have the Oblivion Bible, and I read it so much that the front page is no longer permanently attached.
Oh my god. That's incredible.
Well, hey,
All
there
I'll
were
say
so many
about Oblivion
questions.
is that to this day we still haven't recovered from horse armoritis.
Oh yeah, no, that
No,
broke everyone.
Yeah. No matter how much I love Oblivion, that has completely screwed the entire industry.
Yep.
I mean, it was probably only a matter of time, but it didn't need to start then.
No,
And it
no.
It's
didn't
only a
need to
matter of time
start
that there was
with Horse
still a
Armor.
number one.
Yep.
Right.
There needed to be eventually a patient zero for that stuff.
Yeah.
I want to say someone
at
like
least it's been
interviewed.
useful.
Yeah. I want to say someone like recently like interviewed the one of the head developers of that entire project, and like there's a really interesting interview and I can't find it anymore, and I don't know if I dreamt it or not. Like it like they went into like detail about like, you know, why they did this, like the reasoning behind it, like how it was more than just like, you know, oh, we just want to, you know, see what happens. Like there was ideas there that were like, oh, we're gonna make like tons of these kinds of little DLCs and make like lots of like long-term money. And then they realize like, oh wait, everyone hates this, but also they're buying it. Okay, so what if we just pivot to much bigger DLC, which was the right call, because then you have like the house DLC and stuff.
And hey,
which is, like,
Shivering
much more
Isles is one of the most memorable
Oh my
expansion
God.
packs to a Elder Scrolls
Shivering
game.
Isles rocks. Shivering
Yeah.
Isles absolutely rocks. That is like the one thing about Oblivion that I adore is Shivering Isles, because again, it's that weird shit.
It's so
It's
memorable
that freak
too.
shit.
Like,
Yeah, that
Well, 'cause
opening. Oh my god.
right.
everything about it was unique.
Yep.
All the quests were unique. All the characters. It was just very much. Yeah, it was weird in the best way possible.
Yep. For sure.
The hill I will die on is that is the best DLC I've ever played.
Ooh.
I'm sure there's some good contenders, but I've yet to play something that captured me and I was completely engaged the whole way through and didn't find anything where I was like, eh.
So, Old World Blues for New Vegas for me is probably the best DLC I've ever played, because like that was incredibly funny and also incredibly like poignant in ways I wasn't expecting. Like, oh my god, I love Old World Blues. I also love Honest Hearts too, but like Honest Hearts has aged very badly. But it does have the Survivalist Diaries, which make me cry to this day. But
I did
but
love
yeah,
Old World Blues, but I liked Shivering Isles just a little bit better.
no, that's fair. That's fair. I mean, Shivering Isles is like much more grander in scope than Old World Blues for sure. And also, like, Shao Gorath. Everyone loves Shao Gorath.
Dude, it's just so much fun.
He's so much fun. Wabbajack.
Just that has to be one of the best unique weapons too. It's just like,
Oh yeah.
well, let's see what kind of trouble I get into now.
You can tell it was a dev tool in a way, where it's like this was like something like they made for testers, and then some guy was just like some absolute genius was just like, what if we just like make this like a player focused weapon? And history was made.
Yep.
Okay, let's see the chat. It's funny hearing you guys trash Oblivion, because in this household, my brother and I played the absolute shit out of it for like 2 to 3 years straight. Yeah, no, like
Same.
Oblivion is, I deeply respect it, but like again, I'm just one of those sort of, I think Cyrodiil should be more swampy. I'm sorry, I'm a lore guy when it comes to that. They promised me weird, swampy, Vietnam-esque like Cyrodiil in Morrowind, and I was upset it was just the Middle Earth. I'm sorry.
That's fair. I mean, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, I love
That's
Morrowind too. I like Morrowind more than I like Oblivion, but I still really like Oblivion.
Yeah.
Yes.
There are some fantastic Oblivion mods, like some quest mods that like I played and been like, this is generally incredible. So like I can't straight up say I hate Oblivion, because it enables a lot of really awesome stuff. That main quest was kind of bad. We can all admit that, right?
Yeah.
Heck.
What I would love to see is like the perfect mashup. So I know there's the Sky Oblivion, which is a good mod. But like, and this is what I really kind of wanted Elder Scrolls Online to be, and of course, there's no way I was going to ever get that.
Right.
Is the questing setup of Morrowind, where you don't have compass indicators, you don't have markers over people, you have to read through the journal and all that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You can turn those off.
I mean,
you can, but like I feel like
I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
Yeah, like it's not designed that way, you know?
Right.
Like it almost like the game starts fighting you if you turn that off.
Yeah, it's not like in I Can't Believe, people criticize it all they want, but it's not like in like I was thinking Cyberpunk, but really what my brain should have been thinking was Red Dead, where they have it where it's like the characters are like, oh yeah, you just go down the path a couple hundred paces, and
or a modern version of that would be Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever play like the 3D Might and Magic games, like 6 through 8?
Oh god, I haven't, but I have a friend who has and says they're really good.
They are really good. They've got amazing music, but they have a quest system set up like early Elder Scrolls stuff too, where it's just you have to go off what people tell you.
Oh, that's awesome. I love that stuff. until like I get lost and then I just get frustrated. So like at the same time, I could totally see how like the error of the quest arrow happened, but like yeah, we definitely like lost something with that.
Right. You
Yeah.
lose the immersion for the
Mhm.
sake of sanity, I suppose.
Yeah,
Because there
like
was more than a
Oblivion
few
have a-
times playing
Oblivion
Morrowind.
have a quest marker? I forget.
that was like one of the
Yes.
first games that had it. Yeah,
Alright, I was gonna say I remember it in Fallout 3, but I don't remember it in Oblivion.
because Morrowind, like God, like trying to get around Vivek and like you like the
Oh my
first
God.
time trying to find people is like okay, I guess I'm gonna spend like 6 hours just exploring every room in Vivek City.
Yes.
Oh my
That
God.
that was
I
probably the
admitted-
one thing that was frustrating about it.
I
Like-
admittedly haven't beat Morrowind yet.
I
It's
haven't either.
the big triangular city.
No, I think I got kind of far. I just, I admittedly haven't
Yeah.
ever beaten it fully.
I mean, fair.
Oh, and then I
It's
watch
really
people
long.
speedrunning this stuff, and I'm
Yeah.
just like, damn, you guys know these levels and zones inside out.
Oh yeah, no, Morrowind and like even Oblivion speedruns are like so fun to watch. I should
Oblivion
say
ones are-
like
Oblivion's
I-
just really fun to watch in general.
oh yeah, because like you can break it so easily. Like that
Yeah.
game is held together with hope. It's great.
So's Morrowind.
Yeah.
I'll chalk that one more up to engine limitations than
Oblivion's
It's the
was
same
way more
engine.
ambitious and
way
it's
too much stuff.
really early.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because like all the like voice dialogue where it's clearly just placeholder stuff. Isn't there that
Oh,
one
yeah.
line where if you just let it play long enough, you can hear the actress be like, "Ah."
Oh yeah, where she's like does another take in the
Yeah.
oh my God, yeah, that's in like I think that's in Cyrodiil. Like you can find it into like the temple district.
Yeah.
Oh, that's such a good thing.
Yeah, it was a very ambitious game, but it also I think they just were kind of figuring it out as they went along.
I think it's more impressive when you play it on a console in like a weird way because it feels like a game that should
Yeah.
not be playable in a 360 because like
Right?
Yeah, I get that.
I mean,
I
it was
think
a
that
game
was
that
one
was
of the big
barely
draws
playable
on
on the
it.
360 from what memory serves. Like, wasn't there all kinds of
yeah,
issues?
very true. Yeah.
You guys ever seen it on a Series X?
Oh,
No.
it looks amazing
Yeah.
on Series X.
Yeah.
On Series X, it has the 4K enhancement from the Xbox One X, but it also has a frame rate boost, so it goes from like sub 720p 30 frames to 4K 60.
Oh wow.
It's incredible.
It's
Yeah.
really nice.
Yeah,
I have
it's
Yeah.
night and day difference. And
that's
on
really
top of it,
nice
you have
for.
like auto HDR, right?
Yeah, it has auto HDR.
Yeah.
That's really cool for games that never got like a PC port.
Yeah, or like a remaster.
Yeah, like OG Ninja Gaiden 2 has
Yep.
the enhancements, and that looks like a free remaster.
Totally. I'm gonna look at the chat here real quick, because I think we've been off on a tangent and just kind of ignoring
Yeah,
ignoring
sorry,
the
I
people
just-
here.
Sorry, I just
No
got
worries.
back. My bad.
All good, all good.
Also, yes, Portal the Freak. Every line in Oblivion was recorded alphabetically. That's why everything's so stilted.
Yep, it's amazing. A plus.
What a decision.
One
And
of my
the radiant dialogue. Just
Like I said, they were just kind of figuring it out as they went along.
Totally. I mean, look, I think we can all relate to that
Yeah, I mean, that's what we've been doing.
for sure.
All right,
One of my
we should probably
favorite
get back
old
to Duke.
yeah,
Oh,
one
wait,
of my
what were you gonna say?
favorite
You can finish off what you were saying.
one of my favorite old forum posts is the guy who got blackout drunk, played Oblivion, then sobered up to realize they killed everyone in the game with basically no armor on and a sword called "fuck you up."
See, that was one of the better things, was the immense free reign you had in crafting and enchanting and potions and spells. I mean, I remember having full chameleon armor just because I could. I was like, well, this kind of made it too easy. But at the same rate,
Dude, that's what
Ah!
was
Something
broken
I'll-
about Morrowind, just making your own spells and then, having a spell.
Oh my
that
God,
did,
yeah.
like,
One thing I'll always give
AoE the
Bethesda, even if their games are completely broken to shit, they let you break them.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
so many games try to put so many like safeguards so you can't like do anything fun. Bethesda just lets you do whatever the hell you want.
Yep. No,
Yep.
absolutely sure. Absolutely. Speaking of Morrowind, and how you can break it. So like I never understood how magic worked in that game. Like I don't know why, I just never did. So what I would do with the ingredients is I would just eat them. And so like in my head, I'm just this Argonian running around with like a mouthful of rocks and salt. And I'm just like crunching them down, and then I become magical.
I always think of that in Skyrim whenever I just eat like 3 whole cheese wheels in the middle of a fight.
3 whole cheese
Just,
wheels.
just like, just like
Don't
1 sec.
mind me.
Itching your jaw like a snake.
Yeah, exactly.
Brilliant. Here, listen, it's getting kind of late here, so I'm gonna call it a night.
Fair
Keep it
enough,
easy,
man.
Delta.
Keep it easy.
Have a good night.
Later.
You have a
Have
good
a
one.
great night, man. Any of y'all ever played Gothic or like the Gothic 2?
I love
Yeah,
Gothic.
yeah.
I love
Yeah.
I never played it.
Okay,
Oh,
so
I've heard a lot of good things, but I have not
Gothic
played it.
2 is generally incredible. Like the things that game is doing, it's so I never played an Ultima game. I've been meaning to like do a deep dive on Ultima, but like from what I
Ultimate games
understand,
are fun.
yeah, I need to like really get into that because that's a huge like I'm just not familiar with that series.
They're all
But
really
Gothic,
different too. They would always reinvent the wheel between games.
oh for sure, yeah. But
In fact,
Gothic 2, I feel like.
In
Sorry,
fact,
go ahead.
when they were making Ultima 8 and they just reused Ultima 7's engine, they weren't allowed to call it Ultima 8, so it came out it was Ultima 7 Part 2.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Yeah, and then the real Ultima 8 was like a brand new thing.
Yeah. Which one was it? Was it where like people hated it because it became a platformer almost? Was that Ultima 8?
I
Like
think
the
it might be Ultima
isometric
9.
one?
Oh no, it might be either Ultima 8 or 7, I forget.
Yeah. But yeah, Gothic 2, like the things you can do in that game without even like playing the story, like there's just so many different things you can do, and the world is so incredibly reactive, and like the scope of that game is just incredible. And then you add on like
I'm gonna
the
step away for
expansion
just
they
a
put
moment.
out. What's that? You're gonna step away for a moment? Okay.
Anyway,
But yeah, the things you can do in Gothic 2, like the scale of it is just mind blowing for the time it came out. Like, and then the DLC is like even more gigantic. Like, there's like, oh my god, that game took me like 200 hours to beat, and I feel like every hour was not wasted in that. You know what I mean?
yeah, it's not a good game, but did you ever play Two Worlds or Two Worlds 2 mainly?
No, I meant
I
to.
did. It is.
That game has a really good crafting system, and it also has just a really good magic system because you can really just do whatever the hell you want in it. There's like videos of people making like force fields out of anvils,
Oh my gosh.
or like force fields made out of enemies you kill. So there's just a guy you just running around. You have like 6 hyenas orbiting you.
Yeah, for sure.
Uh,
Oh god. I'm just thinking of Two Worlds. I remember is just a post on something awful. I was just like, "Forsooth the bear's taint," which like was a
Yeah.
voice line from that game apparently, and just became like a little like.
I don't think it's a voice line from the game, but like the whole game has that like fake Old English because
Yeah,
it has that
yeah,
whole fake Old English stuff, but it was written by people who clearly didn't speak English natively.
yeah. Because they're like Polish or something, right? Or like they're
Yeah, it's a Polish studio.
yeah.
Aren't they the same devs from Ravenscrow?
I
Yes.
think it is. Yeah,
Raven's Cry came out after Two Worlds 2.
Yeah.
Reality Pump, I think was the name.
Yep.
That's a name for a
Then-
studio, I guess.
And they went back and added DLC and always online DRM to Two Worlds 2 and ruined it.
Wait, what?
Yes. They added DLC to Two Worlds 2 like 6-7 years after it came out.
I knew that,
And
but I
then
didn't know about
they
the
added,
always
like-
online.
Yeah, they added always online DRM to like
What?
even like the GOG release, so now it's broken
Why the hell would they do that?
because they hate you.
Oh my god.
What was the publisher? That sounds very EA-ish.
Yeah, South Peak.
Topware, I think.
Or is it Topware?
Let me check.
Hang on. I think the first game might have been South Peak.
I'm gonna step away for a little extended just to move over my laundry and stuff like that. I'll be back in like
No
hopefully
worries.
less than like 5 minutes, 10 minutes.
All
Well,
good. We're just talking about Two Worlds.
Well, Babylon, don't you
Oh
worry.
god, Two Worlds. Oh man.
Let's see. Two Worlds publisher. The first game was published by Topware and South Peak, but the sequel was just Topware.
Interesting.
So yeah, either Reality Pump themselves or Topware just added Always Online and ruined it.
Topware more like midware. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
For the comment, using the same engine doesn't allow your next game to be a sequel was common practice. The newest Call of Duty would be like Call of Duty United Offensive Part 19. Yeah.
They did like switch out their engine eventually.
Morrowind Part
Right.
3.
So the reuse of engines and the extension of engines is really remarkable because
It is, yes.
Gears
No,
of
it's
War,
really cool.
the original Gears of War runs on Unreal Engine 1.
Wait,
What?
what?
Yeah.
It was Unreal 3. That was the whole marketing gimmick. Was it was Unreal 3?
Are you sure about that?
I'm pretty sure.
That was hang on.
I could be wrong.
That was like
No, the
that
whole-
was like the flagship.
The whole big deal about Gears of War was that it was Unreal 3, because that was the first game that came out with it.
Yeah.
Because Unreal 2, the first game that came out with it was like America's Army or something, but Unreal 3 they wanted to be like the big, like, look at what our engine can do.
You might be thinking of something else. Are you thinking of Unreal 2?
No, the Unreal Engine 2, the first game that came out with Unreal Engine 2 was like America's Army or something.
Now I'm confused.
Yeah, I am too.
I gotta look it up again.
Sorry, I confused everybody.
It's all good. It's all good.
I'm sure if you play it back, it'll make more sense.
Okay, so yeah, second version made its the Unreal Engine 2 made its debut with America's Army. Unreal Engine 3. First games released using Unreal Engine 3 were Gears of War for 360 and Robo Blitz for Windows.
Okay. I'm not sure why I was thinking about that.
Okay.
Thinking
Well,
Gears.
so
My bad.
Unreal 2, like the game Unreal 2, is Unreal Engine like 1.5 or something. I do know that.
It's the 2001 version of Unreal 2, but it was released
Right.
in like 2004.
Right, I remember you saying that.
Because, yeah, they just, for some reason, Epic kept screwing over Legend Entertainment. They weren't giving them like proper builds and stuff. Which is weird when they're making a sequel to your basically your flagship game.
Right. So SWAT 4 Razor Ice runs on actually the engine, like the branch of Unreal that would power BioShock, like their version of Unreal 2.5.
Yeah, it's irrational, right?
Yeah, that was like the Tribes of Vengeance engine, which, man, who remembers that game?
Tribes?
No one. Especially on iOS.
I know why I was thinking about it. It's because Unreal Engine 3 is pretty much Unreal Engine 1. Just
kinda.
With
it has like texture
shader
streaming
support.
and...
Yeah, they just
yeah,
added shader support.
shaders.
Removed the fixed function pipelining, but otherwise it's a highly
Okay.
extended Unreal Engine 1.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Portal the Freak. Honestly, it's actually pretty cool that DNF 2011 was UE1. It didn't look good as a game, but as something that was on UE1, it looked really impressive. With Vin's mod, though, it actually looks amazing with all the new graphical fixes.
Yeah, honestly, like, I agree with that for sure. Like, Vin is doing incredible work with DNF.
Yeah. I haven't seen any, like, proper side-by-sides. I might just do that myself, honestly.
That'd be cool, yeah.
Yeah. A good chunk of this convo be like, actually.
Listen, we're nerds. We can't help it.
Right?
Yeah, it's fine.
This is the curse of getting involved in this development.
For sure.
You start nitpicking all these little details, and you're like, why do I care?
I ask myself that when I wake up every morning.
Aww.
Kidding.
Oh, gosh.
I do the same thing when I show up to work, and then I go, oh, I'm getting paid. Fuck. I'm supposed to care.
Wait, you get paid?
Not
Wait,
for
you guys are
this.
getting paid?
Yeah, I got a Lambo. Didn't you guys?
Oh yeah, I saw. What was that all about? I just saw the Lambo part.
Somebody in one of the public Duke servers, I don't know if it was like Duke 4 or something, one of the public Discord servers,
I don't know if we should be discussing this 100% because I don't know. Yeah.
Probably
It's to
not.
say,
Alright.
it read like a copy pasta.
Yes.
And
Yes.
it's just
Yeah,
it's too funny. But
It's
suffice to say,
extremely funny.
we're all supposed to have Lambos.
It's true. I do. I love dealing drugs.
But you guys have Lambos?
Yeah, you didn't get yours yet?
I don't even have a license.
It's in the mail.
I don't even... It's in the mailbox.
Yeah.
Look outside your house.
It comes in like 10,000 parts. You have to put it together. It's like a big Gundam.
Well, more like a K-drum. Because those aren't allowed to be sold with instruction manuals, so they're sold with a destruction manual that you just read backwards.
Oh,
Incredible.
uh,
Oh god. We have fun here.
Right?
I love that weird kind of like technicality stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be right back.
Alright.
I like how we're just going to be on a pseudo hiatus.
I hate brushwork.
Hate what?
Brushwork.
Same
Dates
thing.
me.
No license needed.
Self-driving Lambo? Is that like how Tesla's self-drive? 18 air quotes.
Right? Oh, I don't know which I'd find more dangerous. I mean, those Teslas, they have an insane amount of torque. I don't know if any of you guys have gotten a chance to drive them, but it is a boatload of fun. People rip on Tesla all day, and it's like,
I've been in like an Uber with one before, but yeah, no, they're crazy.
Seriously. Yeah. People can diss them all they want because of Elon Musk, but it's like, look, besides the maintenance on those cars, they are sweet. Even the Model 3 goes fast.
They're cool cars. It's just like you can't fix them yourself. You can't you can't do anything without the internet. It's just they're really cool, but they've just got all these like kind of little things that are just deal breakers.
Yeah, the caveats.
Yeah. Like the build quality is really poor on some of them too.
Yeah, that was a weird one where it was just like, all right, from this month of this year and this year and this year, you're gonna have a bad time.
Pretty much.
What if I don't have one of those? You should be fairly okay. Until you blow out a tire, and then you're gonna have a bad day again.
You're gonna have a bad time, Megalovania plays.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm not doing much conversation. I'm just kind of texturing.
Speaking of brushes, wasn't there Team Fortress 2 Christmas map that had horrible performance because all the geometry was done with brushes and not props?
Have you ever heard of like a VR chat where it's like people join maps and then it just like lags to hell? And they'll like dump the map into like a level edit. They'll dump the map into like a Blender or something, and they're using like production grade models and stuff. So there's like screws on the doors that have like 50,000 polygons.
I have no doubt that that is the case. And
like I remember there was like some guy who went into like a bathroom and like the toothbrush had like 100,000 polygons because every bristle was individually modeled.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah, just completely like, I want this to be realistic, completely forgetting that it's in a game environment and it needs to be rendered every single frame.
And that it's in Unity.
Right? My original work was in Unity, and it was very, I don't want to say it was temperamental, but you really, really had to make sure you optimize stuff because one item with too much detail, because we were using it for doing engineering simulation. So we had, the physics engine was offloaded. It just output the requisite information into Unity for positioning and velocity and all that kind of stuff. But we initially dumped in just our CAD model of our thing that we were testing. And because the CAD model was built in SolidWorks or Autodesk or whatever, you know, it had all of these triangles and vertices for the detail that was required for building a production grade
yeah.
object. And it was like, oh crap, because the game would lag so hard. And it was completely unnecessary. So we redid it and made like a real stripped down version that was, you know, couple series of components. And it was like, all right, that's close enough. The important pieces are there for the physics collisions and all that. Like,
Yeah.
all right, good.
You only need enough just for what you're doing. You don't need like, yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, we had an issue with the map, because the map was generated out of raw. All right. So we were trying to do this. We were doing the simulation in Mars, right? And we could have just grabbed an environment of like a mountainy kind of desert, and it probably would have been a decent approximation. But it was like, well, we need to test how this thing flies on its own on Mars. So what did we do? We pulled the geodata from NASA of the satellite imagery that they take with a bunch of the different orbiters. And so most of these strips are like 4 kilometers long and 1 kilometer wide. And because a lot of it, the newer data is better, but at the time, it really was pretty much like, all right, here's the terrain data as a colored image or an infrared essentially to show elevation and a grayscale variation of it. And so I had wrote a program, and it was in fact the first time I ever managed to crash my GPU because I did really poor coding, and I essentially just loaded in all of the data at once and started generating the height maps instead of like doing it in chunks. And
I just came back and dear God.
Yeah.
I'm listening to it. I'm just like, oh no.
And I have a workstation grade GPU. Like I can do full on like video rendering, high definition CAD models, everything. And it's just my
your computer's just
coding.
like,
oh yeah, I've never hit a memory out of memory exception until that time. And yeah. So eventually we get this height map and terrain data in, and it's ultra realistic. We pull in the texture information from the image and overlay it on there, and it's ultra high detail, and you realize you're working with an object that's maybe about a meter in diameter in a 4 kilometer long zone. And it was just, oh, this is too much because you can't even get to the other side of the map in a reasonable amount of time.
Dear God.
Yeah. This is the problem when you have engineers trying to make a simulation in a game engine.
Yeah.
But I learned a lot about programming.
I would say that's a good way to learn it, is just get absolutely thrown in.
Yep, pretty much. Pretty much.
Because you were saying, because when you said like, oh, business simulations, I thought like when homeowners would use like The Sims to build houses.
I remember doing that when I was like, oh man, I wouldn't mind getting into architecture. And I'm like,
no, like legitimately, that was a really decent way to do it.
Yeah, it was. But at the same time, I also had AutoCAD, and I would draw up the layouts that way, and it was...
Yeah.
Let's just say the detailing was a lot more... It took more time, but the end result looked better.
I would imagine.
Sounds like just so much computing power to do something.
Something essentially super trivial? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
God.
Oh, did I mention that the Unity simulation we had, we also supported VR because
oh no.
we managed to, because we're in college and we're able to get funding for this project, and it's kind of like
okay.
go ham on it. And so we had originally picked up an OSVR dev kit, and then eventually picked up an Oculus, and we got it all set up and hooked up into Unity. And yeah, so you could fly our spacecraft around on Mars in VR. I mean, it was
Everyone
super
gets
cool.
sick.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I was gonna say.
Especially when the physics would get botched and it would just wig out.
Oh my
Because your
God.
viewport was tied to the spacecraft body. You could look around from that point, but that was its camera location.
I wonder if I'm sorry, I'm just kind of like thinking out loud. Has anyone ever done that, like a Super Monkey Ball VR mod, but you're the monkey?
Has to
It would be
exist.
awesome.
Also, hey, Otacon.
What's going on?
Oh, hey, he's
Welcome
back.
We're
Sorry,
just
we're
talking about whatever.
nothing.
Talking about monkeys
Live
and stuff.
stream
I
about
get it.
nothing. This is the new Nothing Forever, guys.
We've gone completely off the rails of Duke.
Here's the secret about our development streams. They're basically podcasts.
This is the new Nothing
mean-
Forever, guys. No Kramer moments this time.
Yep.
Or
God.
Larry, whatever it was called.
Oh,
Oh,
That was the
Jesus.
funniest thing.
Every John, yes, thank you. That's just it. Clearly, we're very passionate about video games. We've been doing this stuff for who knows how long. Just we love it, and especially, I mean, we all love Duke. I mean, we grew up on it, and the 2001 E3 trailer was just oh so promising, and then what we got was eh.
There.
And
I hesitate to
just got
call
an
it like an awful
opportunity.
game. It's just very mediocre.
yeah,
That's
so
almost
sad.
that's almost the worst thing it could have been is mediocre.
Exactly. Like if it was terrible, at least you could just be like, well, yep, that 13 years of development or 12 years of development hell will do that to a game. Instead, it's just like
Yeah, that's
almost,
a game.
almost,
Like there's almost fun parts.
almost.
Oh.
Yeah.
You probably
Oh,
puking 24/7 playing Monkey Ball in VR. Yeah.
Wouldn't it be great though?
No, no, it actually would not.
It'd be the funniest thing. Super
Oh.
Monkey Ball VR, but you're the monkey, you're not the ball.
You know what that
So if you
seems
go down
like?
like if you go down a steep enough slope, you better get the barf bag.
That seems like a game that you'd find in like an LA like game dev like joke game collective,
Yeah.
like Arcane Kid style.
Yeah.
The same people who made like that Sonic game where you can date Sonic or whatever, and it's like a horror game. And also
I was thinking of, like, I
oh,
was thinking of the Sonic
yeah.
Dreams or whatever it
horror
was.
game
Yeah,
where you
Sonic
can date
Dreams.
Sonic. All right. I mean,
Yeah.
the horror really is hedgehog and human mating, so I feel that.
Look, Sonic 06 already broke that taboo.
Yeah,
for
that's what I'm
everyone.
saying. No, it didn't break the
would-
taboo. The taboo is definitely very much still there.
I feel bad for whenever a new Sonic game comes out and everybody interviewed at devs. It's like, oh yeah, Sonic 06. Like, what was that about? And it's like, it's been almost 20 years.
Please, leave us alone.
Like literally.
I feel
Nobody
like
wants to talk about that.
I think with Sonic Frontiers, like that, maybe now we can finally like heal from Sonic 06.
Like, I don't know. It's just like, yeah, we all know it's bad.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
move on.
I've been meaning to
If I
check
was-
out. Go ahead.
If I was one of those devs, my response would just be, look, we took a bunch of peyote in the middle of the desert, and we thought, why don't we listen to the fans? Are you
Fear and
happy? Are you
It was a fear and
Yeah.
loathing situation.
Khan showed up. It was weird.
morphine, peyote, LSD? I don't know. 3 weeks went by, and somehow half of us made it out of there alive, and you got the game you wanted, damn it.
Still cannot believe that Akon is on the soundtrack to Sonic 06.
Akon. God.
Akon?
Remember
Yeah.
Akon?
Convict music. And,
I actually don't.
he spent like 1 day in jail for like petty theft or something. But
And then he tried to make that his whole persona.
Yeah, the rapper.
Yes. Yep. Oh man.
Oh
Mid
god.
2000s were a special time.
Very much so.
Oh, I was gonna bring up a point in the chat. 7 Granddad 69. There's something uniquely terrible about it being mediocre instead of like irredeemably bad. Yeah, it puts it in like this weird kind of purgatory state where it's just infinitely forgettable, but also infinitely memorable.
Yeah, like it's the duality of a bad game. Well, not bad game, but a disappointing game.
Yeah, never forgotten, but also never like
You never
remembered,
move
if that
on
makes
from
any
it.
sense.
Yeah.
I
Also,
have a Steam review from like 4 years ago where it's just like it's not the worst game, but just it's a game.
I just remember getting extremely depressed after finishing the game, like just straight up like laying in bed in the dark and just staring at the ceiling, and just like
that's how I was with Wolfenstein 2.
I love
I'm actually currently playing Deus Ex 2 for the first time, and I'm near the end, and it's kind of depressing. I was mainly disappointed by how short it is. At least I think it's short.
Yeah, it is. It is very short.
Yeah, that game has things going for it that make me like want to defend it because like
penguins.
There's cool.
Yeah,
There's cool ideas. It's just
I think NG Resonance is like an extremely like forward-thinking idea that like is getting like more and more relevant as the days go by. Like a pop star AI that's connected to the NSA. Like, yeah, man, that's
I like finding the journal entry from one of the janitors where it's just like, yeah, make sure to put a lemon lime can in the orange just so we mess up Gunther's day.
Oh yeah, that's a good bit.
That's kind of all I really remember from it. I was like, that and Thief Deadly Shadows came out the same time, and one's infinitely better than the other.
Yeah. I like the Cairo hub in Invisible War. I thought that was like the whole arcology thing. Like that was an interesting thing to like everything stacked on top of each other. It's just a matter those levels are just so damn tiny, and like
they are.
You can't have a good immersive sim with tiny levels.
Like people say Deadly Shadows like levels are small, but like Invisible War, it's like half that.
It's a hallway, and you get a loading screen. Yeah,
literally.
Like this is supposed to be Seattle, and it's 2 rooms. It's like, what happened to this engine?
Exactly.
Like, if you wrote down the plot beats of Invisible War and you use like modern like rendering to like achieve it, you'd probably get a pretty interesting game out of it. Like,
yeah, like there's cool stuff there. It's just it was very clearly an Xbox game, and the team just didn't really know what they were doing.
And like their tech base was absolutely like turbo fucked because like of the whole like. Was it like their branch was called like the Flesh Engine or something, and it was like actually like shipped unfinished because their lead rendering guy just like ghosted them one day, and they didn't leave them any documentation.
Whoa.
Yeah, so like learning that kind of stuff really makes me like kind of feel bad for Invisible War.
That reminds me of another off-topic kind of thing, but there was like a fighting game on the Jaguar where Atari got like one of the programmers from Virtua Fighter to work on it.
Oh, yeah. Fight for life.
But they weren't. They basically were just not gonna. I don't remember what it was. I think they just weren't gonna pay him or something. So he just shipped them he just shipped them the beta.
Yeah.
Like for like the release build, he just shipped them the beta, and then sure enough, the game came out. It flopped, and Atari closed, and then like a year or two later, he's just like, yeah, here's the finished game. Like just on his website as a ROM.
God. Yeah, the Atari Jaguar. A friend got me Atari 50 for my birthday last month, and
it looks really cool.
I've been meaning to like really dig in on that because that is such an awesome product. Like just the idea of like, here's this exhaustive collection of Atari stuff, though, like all these videos and like interviews and stuff.
I like that it's not just like 2600 and arcade games
Exactly.
like every other
Yeah.
collection. It's like Lynx games, Jaguar games,
7800 games.
Yeah.
Yeah, like no, it is exhaustive, and like it is probably the best thing Atari has made in a very long time. Like not made, but published. Like
I know what you mean.
yeah, because like that was all Digital Eclipse, I think, who made that.
Yeah.
Which like
very like I have a very mixed like kind of feeling about Digital Eclipse because like they either make like this really awesome kind of stuff or it's just really like I don't want to say bad, but it's like it just feels half baked.
I think it comes down to how much they get in terms of resources for projects, right? Like because like you look at like I forget who runs them. Is it Frank Cifaldi who like is associated with them, or
it's
someone else?
Frank Cifaldi.
Frank Cifaldi is absolutely like an awesome guy. Like I have friends who have like hung out with him, and like dude lives and
I have
breathes
no like
retro games.
grievances with like the people behind it. It's just like sometimes like their kind of product quality kind of varies because like I forget what it was called. They had like a Capcom collection on like PS2 and Xbox, and it's like
yeah, I remember that
like
one.
Like most games work fine, and then you get to Ghouls and Ghosts, and it's just like games like pitch black.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if that was like. I mean, when you were dealing with Japanese products, like I've heard over the years that like they are so reluctant to give you like original like materials. It's like 9 times out of 10, you either have to like use emulators or like try to replicate it yourself just by eyeballing it.
It's either that or they give you just absolutely everything. Like
yeah.
What happened was when Streamline was dubbing Akira, or like right after it came out for like English audiences, that's like the old dub with like Cam Clark. They asked like TMS like, hey, do you guys have any like supplemental stuff or like whatever that we could use? They sent them everything because they were just gonna throw it away.
Dear God.
Literally, like, packing paper was backgrounds from the film.
That's incredible. Yeah. That's genuinely incredible.
Yeah. Well, it's great that it's good they asked when they did, because yeah, they were just gonna throw it all away.
Honestly.
Wow. Man.
And like the recent Akira re-releases have like lots of really cool supplemental stuff. Like the 4K version I have has like an art book with it. It has like so many retrospective documentaries.
Yeah, it's got like the production report.
Yeah, it looks so good in 4K. Oh my God,
it does.
I believe it.
All right, I'm gonna look
looks really good overall.
Yeah, that movie.
It's just like one of the best looking movies ever made.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason people still reference it, right? Like that movie is.
Yeah, I hate that I hate that stupid slide now.
It looked great in Nope.
That's like the Wilhelm scream of like.
Yeah.
Of like visual references.
I get what you're saying, but like it's almost like they're paying. What is it like?
Homage?
Like they're paying tribute.
I guess, but I'm just sick of seeing it.
Yeah. I like when they do it, but it's not obvious.
Yeah, like Gendy did it for like Clone Wars and stuff. That looks cool.
Yeah, like you need to really like be tuned in to know that it's that.
But when you have like I don't know, fucking Steven Universe or something, just feel like, hey, there it is.
Yeah, or like Ready Player One.
Yeah, I hate that movie.
The movie is a sin against man. Anyway, I'm gonna look at the chat real quick. So let's see what people are talking about.
Granddad, it's that Dragon Ball and Sailor Moon references every single time. Yep.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh, I mean, I feel like we're getting up there with Evangelion references. Like that's gonna be. We're close to that tier.
Oh, sorry. Nobody's brave enough to put a Naruto Doji reference into their stuff unless you're Bruce Timm.
Or you were going to be 3D Realms working on Prey 98, as I've shown you before.
Yeah, yeah, you showed me that. That's funny.
Do not remind me that Duke is in Ready Player One for like a microsecond.
What isn't in that movie for a microsecond? That movie is just, I know what that is. I know that's the Red Letter Media joke, but it's literally just, I know what that is, the movie.
Yeah. I know what that is! Oh, okay.
Seriously. Ground.
You know what? Wise. Very wise.
You're not missing anything.
Yeah.
I, for the life of me, cannot figure out what under what these turrets are. I
Oh,
figured
hey,
they
we're
would
talking
be
about
like a
Duke again.
pawn,
Good.
but just like for the life of me, I cannot. Like I flicked through so many things here trying to find these turrets.
Like what category they be under?
Yeah,
Huh.
Black Bible and references and animation when. All right,
Bible.
folks.
Let's keep it.
Temptation.
Oh,
Let's
man.
keep it
Bible
PG-13.
Black.
When are we gonna get those LA Blue Girl references anyway?
Boku no Pico.
Yeah, right there. All right.
I had to.
It's weird. There's this horses movie. You can tell the guy really watched Wordsworth. Okay. Anyway, Portal. You're mentioning a Sonic game with a Chow Garden. They were going to put that into fuck. What was the Wii U Sonic game? The one that everyone hates. Sonic Boom. That was going to be in there at one point.
What?
They were going to put a Chow Garden to Sonic Boom, but like that game had such a horrific dev cycle that like
Well,
like
yeah,
that game was it was going to be like
director.
everything.
Get like an art director from Naughty Dog, and then you give him a version of CryEngine where Wii U doesn't even support CryEngine at all.
Yeah.
They had to just get it running in the first place, and then make a game. And then by that point, they had like what, couple months.
Basically, yeah. Like it's a miracle that game functions at all. Like
why didn't they use like, I don't know why they didn't just use like Unreal 3 or something.
I mean, did that even run on Wii U?
Yeah, that runs on Batman's on it.
Oh yeah, that's well. It's debatable if that version runs.
I'm just saying, like, it runs better than Sonic Boom.
Yes, it does. You're
Batman
right there.
is CryEngine? I thought
No,
it was
Batman's
Unreal.
Unreal. Batman's
No,
Unreal.
it's Unreal
yeah.
Engine. Sonic
Yeah.
Boom uses CryEngine.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
Alright. So that brings up the great topic of the 343 switching from the Slipstream engine that they built in-house and did all this work. And now they're like, I guess we're just going to switch to Unreal.
That's so depressing, man. Like, I don't...
I'm so sad about Infinite.
I get how the industry, like, over the years, like, Epic has everyone lost, like, they've done such an amazing job of training so many people who know how to use just Unreal. That, like, it is basically, like, production suicide to not use Unreal at this point. You have to be so, like, confident in your tech and, like, your workforce that, like, they would not going to leave, like, halfway through your production, like, leave you hanging. That, like,
I feel like almost something's lost in that.
Oh, it totally is. Like that's what I'm getting at. Like the fact that so few studios now like roll their own tech is like personally a net negative because like I don't want an industry that's like primarily Unreal and like Unity for everything because like those engines like are very powerful, but like any kind of monopoly means that those engines instantly stop trying. Like
it just means every game looks the same now.
Yeah.
Well, it's not even that because like you can make some very like diverse looking games in both those engines. It's a matter of just like when you have control of a market, you no longer have to start doing interesting shit. You can just like start like slacking off and just laying off half your workforce and just shipping things that like break everything, and then like everything just rots and there's no other choices, so everyone's just stuck with it. But
The irony, of course, is that EA pretty much forces all of its developers and studios to use Frostbite, and yet there are so many of their games where it's like the Frostbite engine makes 0 sense here.
Yep. What was it? Like there was some like recent really interesting like Twitter thread about like people sharing like dev secrets, and like there was a golf game that was on Frostbite, like, the very first like the Rory McIlroy golf game. But like the way Frostbite works is that the golf ball was like a grenade or something, and like in the code it was like actually classed as a grenade, and the golf club was like a gun because Frostbite didn't understand how else to like simulate that.
Yeah, I believe it.
Oh
that's
god,
great.
There was a similar thing where like the way Need for Speed The Run worked, because like that was super early Frostbite, and like they had to do so much weird hacky shit to that to get it to run. Or like Like, I remember reading something like there's like an invisible knife stabbing constantly as the car goes forward or something. Like, because there again, no other way of simulating that.
I mean, to be fair, this also just kind of brings in like the if it's stupid and it works, then it's not stupid.
No, exactly, absolutely.
Like,
Like,
everyone brings up like the Fallout 3 trams, which that's perfect. That's
it's
brilliant.
yeah, it's extremely funny and it works beautifully.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The game doesn't support vehicles. Just put one on a guy's head and have him run
exactly.
really fast.
Exactly. That Rockstar ping pong game is amazing, though. Portal, like that game is actually super kick-ass.
Yeah, no, that game's really fun.
And it also
I wish
looks
they'd do-
really good still.
Yeah, it does. It's just they poured all of it into the graphics because it's just a really basic pinball game.
Yeah.
Pinball. You know what I mean? Ping pong.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, that game rocks. Oh.
It's just really fun to have a ping pong game too. I keep wanting to say pinball.
I bet you can make a killer pinball game in Rage.
There's just not enough pinball games. I guess because
No,
nobody
I
wants to
agree.
get the physics to look amazing.
Epic, when are you gonna make Epic Pinball 2? Come on, the time is right. Unreal 5.
The problem is, I'm really jaded, so I only want Space Cadet.
Fair enough.
Space Cadet's fun.
The
Like, I can
amount
still
of
get it on like Windows 10.
Yes. Fantastic. And I love that that was just a shareware, and for the longest time, nobody knew that there was a full game with 2 other boards behind it.
Oh, I knew. I knew. My grandpa had it.
Oh, we did not, and a lot of people on the internet did not, apparently.
Well, yeah, most people. Well, yeah, most people didn't. I knew. My grandpa had it.
Oh, I'm a little jealous, but at the same time, I'm like, well, would I have played any of the other boards? Probably
No.
not.
Yeah.
It's like buying. It's like Balls of Steel. Like you're just gonna play the Duke Nukem board.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, and also like, if you're a pinball freak, you're very well served by like current pinball like simulations, like Pinball Arcade and like what's the emulator everyone uses right now, like Visual Pinball. Like that thing is incredible. Like Visual Pinball is unbelievably powerful. It's a nightmare to set up, but like you can simulate like so many machines with that thing.
Huh, I never even heard of this.
Yeah, you should definitely check it out if you're into pinball. It's so cool.
Nice.
Oh, my cat just clawed my leg.
Oh no!
Where I used to live in Ohio, there actually was a pinball store, and they just refurbished and sold pinball machines, and that was
Oh
it.
my
It was like
God.
this little corner
Oh, that's
store, and it
cool.
was fantastic. I don't know if they're still open. I haven't been in that area in probably a decade, but
I'm assuming they're
yeah.
pretty expensive too.
Oh yeah. I mean, I don't know if I ever saw anybody walk in those doors.
Yeah.
I saw like a YouTube comment once where it was like, yeah, this arcade like near me was like auctioning off all their stuff, and they brought out like the Area 51 Site 4 machine, and my dad
Oh,
bid
wow.
$10, and I still have it.
Oh shit.
Wait, what?
We're spending
Yeah,
so many quarters. I spent
because
more
like
than $10 on the Area
because
51
people
machine.
wanted like all like the fancy arcade machines, so they were auctioning off all their stuff, and then like the first thing they brought out was like Area 51 Site 4 or something, and nobody
Oh
was
my-
bidding, and then like the commenter's dad bid like $10 and he won it.
That rocks. Area 51 was so good when I was a kid. What's the line he says in the beginning? It was like kind of like a little meme. It's like,
I don't know. I only ever played Site 4
me!
and the.
Stay low.
I thought he said stay down, but one of the two.
Yeah, one of those. I know Lord BBH has played that so many times, and that's like a little bit of a meme on there. Yeah, I
don't know,
love.
I never played like actual Area 51. Like I said, I played Site 4. I played Site 4 because it was at a roller rink. But yeah,
Oh hell yeah!
I played the PS2 shooter. That's okay.
I like that game a lot.
It's not bad. It's just like it's all right.
Yeah, it's a totally serviceable like 7.5 out of 10 first-person shooter for the PS2.
7.8 out of 10. Too much alien.
It's like a 7.5.
Gosh, I'm trying to think of like what arcade machine I'd like to own. I think I'd like to own like
Hydro Thunder.
Virtual
I
Fighter
was
3.
like in the back of my head, I was thinking Hydro Thunder.
I mean, Hydro
Well,
Thunder is
don't-
amazing, but like,
Don't you want to own the legendary Donkey Kong one?
And be right back.
Don't you want to beat the Donkey Kong world record?
oh, the Billy Mitchell cabinet.
Yeah.
That's totally, absolutely, 100% arcade perfect and not at all MAME.
Exactly.
Sorry, I'm back.
Yeah, having Metal Slug 1 to 3 or X cabinet, that'd be sick. I think Virtual Fighter 3 specifically because that's never gotten like a good port. Like I got a Dreamcast port, but it's like so messed up. And like
It's
Virtual
not. It's not a bad port. It's missing some graphic effects. Like it's missing
Quite a
shadows.
few.
It's missing.
Yeah, like that game looked
It
it
still
looks
plays just like Virtua Fighter 3.
Yeah. But it's just like looking at the arcade version, like the visuals in that thing, like
Yeah.
keep in mind it came out in 1996, like the same year as Quake. It looked like a game from like 2005. Yeah.
And then
Like,
you have
just-
Virtua Fighter 5, which still looks amazing, and every single re-release looks worse.
Yep. Still waiting on that PC port.
It's in Yakuza Like a Dragon.
Wait, really?
Yes, you can play that. It has a PC port, but it's only in Yakuza Like a Dragon.
Well, I gotta keep playing Yakuza then, I guess.
Well, what a shame.
What a horrible curse to play more of this series I love.
Yes.
Oh god.
That's me and East.
They're a little messed up.
Oh yeah. I've always meant to check out East. Also, yeah, those doors look looking great.
Door to nothing.
Someone was posting in the DM community server that like there's a Metal Gear Solid like 1 decompilation project ongoing, and I am very
cool.
interested in that.
Good, because the PC port's awful.
Yeah.
Even on GOG.
I had the big box of it when it came out back in 2000. I played that game on a keyboard and I loved every single second of it.
Well, yeah, no, it's still a great game. Just it's the worst way to play it.
Yeah, I played it with a. So like I remember reading beforehand about like the whole like Psycho Mantis thing, and I thought like, oh well, that's gonna work on PC, right? So I'm gonna go out and buy a joystick along with it, and like thinking that like, oh, if I just plug in the joystick, then
Into
like
the second USB port.
exactly, yeah, it's like oh, it'll work precisely, and then I realized later on, oh, they just removed that. They just removed that entirely from the game. It's like, oh.
Oh man, I bought this Microsoft Sidewinder for nothing.
I did! It was a Microsoft Sidewinder specifically!
I was kidding.
Like, specifically a Microsoft Sidewinder.
I was gonna say grab his Gamepad Pro, but Sidewinder sounded funnier.
Oh gosh. No. That was a great that was like Christmas 2000, I think I got that. That was a hell of a Christmas.
Absolutely,
What, a
I
Microsoft
want to know.
Sidewinder?
I did
Oh,
the
no, I got-
crashes for virtual memory error.
So an amalgamation, because I know somebody's done this before, and I would love it, is an arcade cabinet variation of Steel Battalion.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
How about just the way to play it without the controller?
There is no.
No, absolutely not. Double
That's
down on the
the best
controller.
part about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it
want-
would just be nice to like if it had like a PC port where you could just use the keyboard.
It's
Yeah,
the
but-
stopgap I'd be willing to accept, but
Yeah, it's not as nice, but like just to make it playable on other things.
Mhm.
right.
I mean, you could always play Heavy Armor.
Has anyone gotten Heavy Armor working on like Xenia or something? Because I bet
I
like
don't know. I'm fascinated by it though.
I feel like that game could have been really damn cool if it worked.
Everything's really cool about it. It's just
You
quite
just
literally
can't play
unplayable.
it. Yeah, it is
Yeah.
literally objectively unplayable.
Yes.
Oh my god. Made some amazing giant bomb quick look though when it came out. Like, God. The Kinect was such a disaster looking back on it. Like, just unequivocally.
Every time I think of Giant Bomb now, I just think of that Jeff Gertzman quote where he's just bigger.
Bigger.
What were they playing, like Mario Party 6 or something?
Yeah, it was a Mario Party party. Yeah, it was a Wii
Yeah.
one.
No, it was the one with the microphone, wasn't it? Like GameCube.
Yeah. Was it GameCube? Or was it
Yeah.
Wii? No, you're right. It was GameCube. 'Cause, yeah.
Oh,
Bigger.
Wump has his hand up in the audience.
Oh shoot! Sorry, Wump. I've been
Sorry.
completely.
We got lost in conversation.
It's
I
been
deeply
an
apologize
hour.
for that. Welcome to the stage, Wump.
Wump flumpum.
Oh wait, I have push to talk on. I thought I still had voice activation. Hello.
Hey,
Hello.
what's going on, man?
Greetings.
I wanted to chime in on.
Greetings.
I'm just gonna blurt them all at once. Valve and id still use their own in-house engines. Roblox, if you can believe it, is actually a fairly popular engine for games now. If I were to have an arcade machine in my house, I would want one that was obnoxiously large, like humongous. Like one that took up an entire room. I just think it'd be funny.
What game? Sorry.
Forgot what other conversations I wanted to chime in on.
Sorry about that, man. What arcade game?
One that was just obnoxiously huge. Can be any one that takes up like 2 rooms. I think it'd be hilarious.
8-player
Like
Daytona.
yeah, or like the Grid.
It's the Grid.
The Grid was like a midways. It was a third-person shooter like that looked like Quake 3, but it was like almost like Smash TV but multiplayer. It was so cool, but like it never got ported to anything.
I just looked it up. What the hell?
Yeah.
Like a big circular thing. There's like,
Yeah, like they're trying to do like first-person shooter controls on like an arcade machine.
Speaking of first-person arcade, did you guys ever play Half-Life 2 Survivor?
I've never been to Japan, so no.
Well,
Although I
you
guess
can play it on PC.
Yeah,
There's a
yeah.
PC
Sure,
for it.
true. I guess because we were talking about arcade machines, I thought no, I haven't played it. I haven't installed though. Like if I ever want to mess with it.
That was the first time Gordon had an official player model for a source. Because he didn't have one before that for some reason.
God.
I do like that though, how view model stuff kind of changed over the years, because like early 3D, like you usually had like a full model, like in Half-Life 1 or Quake or something. Then by the time you got to like 7th gen, it's just like most of the times if you clipped up the camera in the third person, you're just a pair of arms.
Well, you get like Trespasser, where you're just an arm and breasts.
You don't have feet?
No.
Hey, those are some very good breasts.
Yeah,
said
they
it,
poured
not
all their
me.
polygons into it.
All right.
Well,
so,
hey, that's their HUD, right?
Yes, that's your health.
hey, if you can source stuff on them.
Oh
Dump 'em.
God.
I came across a YouTube video the other day, and it was, I don't know how it was achieved. It sounds like it was probably AI, but it was basically Todd Howard giving like giving a speech about Elder Scrolls 6 features, and the amount of time that they spent developing the breast physics is just,
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
yeah.
We brought
was
in
dying.
Tomonobu Itagaki.
I was like, that's
Imagine you brought him into a game just for like breast physics.
Hey, look, Dead or Alive Beach Volleyball had a lot of content to it, alright?
Unironically, yes, it
That's my
does. It has a
achievement
lot
history.
to it.
It does.
Unironically, there's a
second
lot
one.
in that game.
Then they made a second one, and everyone was like, "Wait, no."
Wait, what?
Even though it's the same game. Just for some reason, that was when everybody was like, hey, wait a minute.
Wait a second. I've been hornswoggled.
I'm expecting something different. I mean, I'm not disappointed, but I'm also confused.
You know what's funny? Extreme 2 is the only Dead or Alive game that ever got a handheld port.
Oh yeah,
Besides-
Paradise.
Before Dimensions.
Yep.
That's just nuts to me. Like, of anything you could port, it's Extreme 2.
There's a great write-up of that on Bad Game Hall of Fame, which is actually super interesting. It just kind of goes into like detail about like why that game was made and like how it was received at the time, which was, to say, not to shock anyone, received extremely poorly. Because like they made Extreme 2, but like worse in every way, basically, for like the PSP version.
Yeah, you're porting it to the PSP.
But they specifically added like a much like straight up those time wasting mechanics.
Well, yeah.
Like you just grind nonstop in that game. Got to grind for those bikinis, I guess.
I'm gonna admit it. I actually do like the first Extreme.
From what I
think
hear,
I think that's actually a fun game. Because it's legitimately just a really solid volleyball game, and then you have like all the extra stuff to it.
The extra stuff.
Yeah. 18-foot air quotes.
A lot of content.
Yeah. Yeah, Jack. I remember when they
Portal
played.
The Freak, a lot of content.
Oh, don't say that, man.
Sorry.
It's all good. I remember when on G4 Tech TV they would play like the Dead or Alive 3 Xbox trailer just over and over again, and like, yeah, I didn't want my parents seeing that. Even though like that trailer, like Dead or Alive 3 still looks absolutely incredible. Like
I was
to
gonna
this
say,
day.
like, the Gaki era Team Ninja stuff still just holds up in every way.
Yeah, like
Dead or
even though
Alive
it's from
3
the
still
original,
looks fantastic. Dead or Alive 4 looks fantastic. Ninja Gaiden looks fantastic.
I think like even DOA 2 looks pretty damn good in spots. Like
Oh,
it
yeah, no, it
that
does.
one shows its age a little bit more, but like the things they were doing with that game,
Yeah, like only a little bit.
Yeah.
Then you get to like 2 Ultimate where it's just like, wow.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And then like I feel like by 4, I don't know, like 4, there's something about 4 that like never quite.
It's definitely harder.
Yeah.
Because admittedly the earlier ones are really easy, but Dead or Alive 4 is really hard.
And also it's like such like I know DOA 3 was also a launch title, but like there's something with DOA 4 that is like very much like, yo, this is a launch title.
It actually wasn't.
It wasn't?
I thought
it was like the
it was
launch
supposed
window.
to be. It was supposed to be, but it came out like a month and a half after.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, that's
Dead or Alive 3 was a launch title, yes.
Yeah, DOA 3 I know was there day one, but yeah, DOA
that was
4,
the big tech showcase.
Yeah.
I know we're having fun and stuff, guys, but honestly, I'm not feeling well. I've got a bit of a headache. I'm starting to I'm like half here, so.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
I'm sorry, guys.
You're good. We can stop for tonight if you're not feeling good.
No worries.
Yeah.
I think we still had a lot of interesting stuff to show, though.
Yeah, no, that's still fun, and
thanks to everybody who stuck around for our incoherent rambling.
Yeah, I appreciate everybody tuning in today.
Because this stream went just absolutely nowhere.
Well,
and if anyone had,
that's okay.
If anyone had their hand up
fine.
in the stage, I didn't see them. I do apologize. I was also like having to bounce between a bunch of other windows. I forgot to tab back over, so I do apologize for that. But yeah. This is a pretty good stream. So I think for
the
our
first game,
debut of our we got the night brain going.
Yeah.
Yeah. And hey, I actually showed up for chatting for once.
Yeah, glad to have you, man.
Yeah, it's good to chat with you for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate everybody watching, and yeah, keep it easy.
Take it easy, everyone.